Good evening, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good night, everyone, and God bless you. Alright, the following is a collection of news from Patriots. Let's get into the news this late Friday night. And something funny happened over yesterday, and that is Katie Hobbs. You know, the most popular governor ever of the state of Arizona was booed at this golf event. It was pretty hilarious. It reminds me of how whenever Biden goes anywhere he gets booed for being the most popular president of all time, as we know, right? This dude is booed quite often everywhere he goes. He's greeted by boos. And it's no different here with Katie Hobbs, who of course, is embroiled in this lawsuit right now that Kari Lake has launched to investigate what took place during the midterm elections, and how some of the stuff was not on the up and up in Maricopa County, and that election lawsuit that's currently going through the appeal. Arizona Appeals Court is currently being reviewed, and I'm just saying uphold, and we see this trial come out of it and possibly see Katie Hobbs lose her seat as governor to Kari Lake. That would be a great thing, and right now the people of Arizona, whenever they have an opportunity, they go ahead and express themselves to the F who is Katie Hobbs. She deserves every single booth that came out of that place at the Phoenix golf event. Amazing. Absolutely love when I see politicians get booed, especially the ones who believe they're so popular within their states or even within the country, that the people of the state and country will quickly remind them that in fact they are not popular at all, they are not wanted, and they feel as though they've been cheated. And then, DHS hires private law firm to defense against potential impeachment of Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The Department of Homeland Security is bringing on a private law firm to help with potential impeachment proceedings against the Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. According to 3 sources familiar with the matter, House Republicans have been moving to build a case against Mayorkas as they consider launching rare impeachment proceedings against a cabinet secretary. Quote, the Department of Homeland Security has retained outside counsel to help ensure the department's vital mission is not interrupted by the unprecedented, unjustified and partisan impeachment efforts by some members of Congress who have already taken steps to initiate proceedings. Homeland Security spokesman said while the Department of Homeland Security Office of General Counsel has various lawyers to deal with matters, including immigration and cybersecurity, the outside firm is being brought in on a government contract and is only to be utilized to the extent it is needed throughout the process. Another source said it is exceedingly rare for a cabinet secretary to be impeached, something that has only happened once in United States history when William Belknap, the Secretary of War, was impeached by the House before being acquitted by the Senate in 1876. Republican lawmakers have argued America's claims of having operational control of the border are unfounded, and that the record arrests mark his lack of duty to themes that have come up repeatedly in congressional hearings, and have been cited as reason to impeach the DHS secretary. Over recent weeks, key committee chairmen already held 2 congressional hearings over the Biden administration's handling of the United States-Mexico border. Earlier this month, the House Judiciary Committee, which would have jurisdiction over an impeachment resolution, held its first border-related hearing. Quote, these numbers make clear that the Biden administration does not have operational control of the border. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan said during February hearing, quote, month after month after month, we have set records for migrants coming into the country, and frankly, I think it's intentional. Hunter Biden asked his father's top White House aide to help Serbian businessmen campaign for United Nations chief. Hunter Biden enlisted then Vice President Joe Biden's national security advisor to help with a Serbian business partner's campaign to become Secretary General of the United Nations. A scheme that is now drawing scrutiny from the House Oversight Committee as it attempts to piece together Hunter Biden's web of foreign business dealings. Hunter Biden arranged a meeting in July of 2016 for Vaughn Jeremic and Colin Cole, a Pentagon official who served as then Vice President Joe Biden's national security advisor. Emails from Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop show Jeremic, an energy executive and former Serbian foreign affairs minister, was at the time looking for American support in an upcoming vote for Secretary General. While Sharon Mick's bid for the top United Nations post was unsuccessful, his ties to Hunter Biden could shed light on the troubled first son's foreign business dealings. Representative James Comer inquired about the link in a letter to Biden on Friday as part of their sprawling probe into the Biden family's activities in Ukraine, China, and elsewhere. The Republican inquiry could pull back the curtain on Biden's efforts to leverage his political connections for profit. Quote, Jeremy Nick has been connected to Hunter Biden's business dealings and likely holds key information. in a Tacoma said on December 1 of 2015. Jeremy approached Biden and his associates about a meeting with Ge Jianming, the then chairman of CFC China Energy, a Chinese energy conglomerate with suspected ties to Chinese intelligence. Quote, "I'm confident that many interesting projects may come out of that in the future." Ro Jeremic, who was a consultant for CFC at the time, Biden would enter a lucrative joint business venture with CFC just 2 years later in 2017. Former Biden associates have questioned whether CFC approached Biden as part of an intelligence operation on behalf of the Chinese government. Weeks before Jeremy approached Biden about CFC, the father of a classmate of Biden's children contacted Biden about the firm. The man Scott O told Biden that CFC wanted to contribute to the World Food Program, where Biden served as investment opportunities. O also extended an invitation to the Biden family to travel and to speak in China. Quote, "All expenses will be covered as well as speaking arrangements." O Rhodes. GOP Senator Scott introduces bill to strengthen Social Security and Medicare. Senator Rick Scott of Florida introduced his bill on Friday to strengthen Social Security and Medicare after Joe Biden accused him of trying to cut the entitlement programs during his State of the Union address on Tuesday. Quote, "I have been fighting since day one to protect and preserve programs like Social Security and Medicare for Florida seniors. And today I am proud to announce new legislation, my Protect Our Seniors Act, to safeguard the benefits of these critical entitlements," Scott said in a press release on Friday. Quote, "While Democrats howl and lie about made-up threats to Social Security and Medicare, but reality is that they have not done one thing to protect them. In fact, Joe Biden and Democrats in Congress have done more to hurt Social Security and Medicare than anyone else I can think of. While Joe Biden had legislation to actually cut entitlements. My record shows that I've been 100% committed to protecting them from the start. I welcome Biden and anyone else who truly cares about protecting seniors to support this good bill." During his speech on Tuesday night, and Biden claimed that, quote, "Some GOP members of Congress were trying to make cuts to the programs. Quote, some of my Republican friends want to take the economy hostage unless I agree to their economic plans. All of you at home should know what their plans are," Biden said. Republicans attending the speech on the House floor of the U.S. Capitol heckled Biden, calling him a liar for the accusation. Scott said Friday that his bill would rescind funding for 87,000 new Internal Revenue Service agents approved earlier this year in the Inflation Reduction Act and redirect those funds to strengthen the programs for seniors. Quote, "My bill will do 3 important things. First, the Protect Our Seniors apps will rescind funding for Joe Biden's new 87,000 IRS agent army and redirect those funds to Medicare and Social Security to shore up these programs and address threats to insolvency," Scott said in a statement. Quote, "Second, my bill establishes a key Medicare savings and Medicare requirement. That means that if any bill makes changes to Medicare that result in a savings dollar, one of those savings must remain in Medicare and are prohibited from being used to fund woke projects, as Democrats have recently done in their so-called Inflation Reduction Act. The final component of the bill would require 2/3 votes in Congress on any measure that would cut funding to those programs." According to Scott, California Attorney General's wife appointed to run House committee that oversees his budget. California Attorney General Rob Barnes, his wife Assemblymember Mia Bonta, has been tapped to lead a budget committee that oversees and helps determine his agency spending, a decision that some political experts say is ethically questionable. Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon recently appointed Mia Bonta as the chairwoman of the Assembly Budget Subcommittee 5. The subcommittee focuses on how taxpayer dollars are used on the state's various public safety agencies, including the California Department of Justice, and both Bontas are Democrats. Quote, "It should raise eyebrows," said Bob Stern, former general counsel for the state's Fair Political Practices Commission. He continues, quote, "What's going on with them? It seems they have a tin ear about ethics." Quote, "I believe Ms. Bonta will continue to be independent and unbiased in her legislative judgment, as she has been since starting her service in the Assembly," Speaker Rendon said in a statement defending his decision. He continues, quote, "The legislature has a robust and transparent budget process designed with checks and balances to ensure the best possible budget is passed. Our final Assembly budget proposal must be identical to the Senate and will be approved or vetoed by the governor. Additionally, we cannot set salaries or benefits for state constitutional offers." So no elected official can ever personally or financially benefit from our budget process, he said. Thank you very much. WWG1WGA. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button to watch the next episode. Goodbye.